Hey, hello, everybody. Good evening. How's everybody doing? I'm going to talk for a couple minutes and give you a chance to come on. Welcome to our spiritual worship service, Santosha's monthly spiritual worship service. We love that. One thing I always think gratitude is so important. And one thing I'm grateful for is all of you. I'm grateful for Karen and Brenda and Irene, who are here with me to do service this evening. Brenda Reading is our inspirational speaker. I'm excited about that. And I'm also grateful for Zoom, because without Zoom, like over this past year, we wouldn't have been able to connect. So isn't it wonderful that we're able to do that and we're able to connect the way we are right now? So again, welcome to Santosha's spiritual worship service. My name is Reverend Angie Hewett Apt, and I'm really pleased to be here with you this evening. Before we start, I would have said, actually, I almost said this. A year ago, I would have said, make sure you put your cell phones on vibrate, right? So we don't have to worry about that. That's kind of nice. Hi, Terry. Hi, Jean. So I want to just tell you a little bit about what our service is about, in case this is the first time you're attending a spiritual worship service. This worship service is based on the religion of spiritualism. It actually started here in Western New York in 1848. Spiritualism believes that life continues after the physical change called death, and that God is a loving God who wants only our greatest good. We are spiritual beings having an earthly experience as we learn lessons for our individual growth. Spiritualism firmly believes that the gateway to reformation or change for the better is always open to each of us. So we always like to open with prayer. So I'd like to start with prayer. Mother, Father, God, we welcome your presence here this evening as we come together in friendship, fellowship, and uncontainable love. Amen. And I'm going to start out with an inspirational reading before I bring on Irene, Reverend Irene, who's going to guide us into meditation, which I love Irene's meditations. So this is a story that I found, and it's on silence. Okay, and I want to read it to you because I feel like meditation and going into the silence is so important, and it can change your life. All the most influential peacemakers and social changers had a practice of silence. Think about it. Thoreau, Gandhi, Martin Luther King, Peace Pilgrim, the Dalai Lama, Mother Teresa, Thomas Keating. They all had prayer, silence, meditation, and contemplation as part of their daily lives. It's in the silence that we reach an elevated and expanded consciousness. It's in the silence that we get to see clearly beyond the illusions and get to know who we really are. It's in the silence that we touch our common essence, and go beyond what separates us to realize what unites us. It's in the silence that we transcend our loyalties to our tribes and proclaim that we belong to each other. As Howard Thurman once wrote, all people belong to each other. And he who shuts himself away diminishes himself. And he who shuts others away destroys himself. It's in the silence that we move from egotism to altruism, from individuality to community. It's in the silence that we realize that we are all in this together, that we are all connected, and that we are all one. It's in the silence that we realize that we are human and divine before we are anything else. It's in the silence that we realize that we are all in the same ship journeying through the space. It's in the silence that we realize that this is a place of abundance and that we can organize ourselves to live on this planet in new and better ways. It's in the silence that we envision everyone having dignified lives, free from man-inflicted lack, pain, or suffering. It's in the silence that we realize that this is our garden and playground. It's in the silence that we realize that this is paradise if we want it to be. A new consciousness emerges in the silence. The end of the impetus to compete, conquer, dominate, subjugate, and accumulate. The end of the impulse to pursue power in order to control, oppress, and exploit. The end of the prejudice and tribalism, the end of aggression, brutality, and violence, the end of injustices and abject poverty, the end of indifference and neglect. All these blessings come from inner work, from a practice of remaining in the silence. I wanted to read this to you because I'm taking a course right now. It's actually called 100th Monkey. And that would take me a long time to explain why it's called that. But it's on Vedic studies and Buddhism and things. And what we're doing a lot in this class, there's a lot of lessons, but there's a lot of meditating. And I wanted to share the silence with you because that's what we're encouraged to do by Mark Thomas, who's teaching us. And I'm noticing such a change in my life just by taking that time to be in the silence. I feel more peaceful and more balanced. And Mark also talks about that if we meditate and we're in that space, we're going to affect others. So we can't change others, but how can we, like, say, bring peace and love to the world is by going into the silence. Like, you think you have to go do something outward, and you can, but going into the silence changes things a lot because it changes you, it changes your energy and others. So thank you, everybody. Thanks for listening. I'm going to turn the floor over here to Reverend Irene now. And Irene is going to lead us. I think I have to bring her in. She's going to guide us into meditation. Hi, Irene. Everybody, this is Irene Lavin. Hi, Renee. Hi, Mary. Hi, Sharon. Hi, Lynn. Hi, Terry. Okay, I'm done. Okay. Oh, Irene, you're muted.
Thank you. So glad to be here. Angie, what a beautiful reading. Just lovely. I wanted to say that to everybody who's listening, that we will be sending healing out right after meditation while we're in that higher vibration, that higher spiritual state. And we will have a few minutes of silence within this meditation. So
Thank you.
Just make yourself comfortable, unclutter your lap, just find a comfortable space and just start to let your body relax. Okay, that relaxation really helps with meditation. So we're just going to take some breaths, which work hand in hand with relaxing, and we're just breathing out the day, letting go of anything, activity, anxieties, tiredness. We're just letting it go. And at your own pace, just breathe in fresh energy. Welcome it. Welcome that energy. And then when your lungs feel full, just breathe it out. Breathe out any frustrations, any of the dailiness. We're going to step aside from that and just take time to be quiet and relaxed. And one more time, just breathe again. Breathing in, letting the thought that you're breathing in love fill the space within you. Okay, and you just let it go. And as we let it go, we feel a light coming, a white light, into the top of our heads, letting our skulls gradually relax. We feel that light coming into our heads, coming down, and just moving through our bodies, through our shoulders, down our neck and our backs, letting that go, any tiredness, letting healing enter, letting relaxation enter. And we're just feeling that going down our spine, into our hips, and that white energy comes down our front, going over our hearts, opening the door that's there, and letting love flood our beings, coming down into ourselves. And the relaxation moves down into our solar plexus, into our stomach area, just letting go of any tension that is there. And we feel ourselves relaxing deeper and deeper, down through our thighs, our wonderful knees that do so much for us every day, our thighs, our calves, our ankles, and down to the tips of our toes. And our feet are resting gently on the ground in Mother Earth's energy, so that we feel balanced with Earth, but definitely with spiritual and energy. And we tell our minds it's time to just relax and rest and quiet as much as possible. We tell our emotions it's just time to just be, to let go, to just get refreshed. And we tell any other little parts of our body that to just let go, let God. This is our time just to be at one minute, to recognize our divine nature, to know that and ask that we be in complete divine alignment with that spiritual nature as we open up our intuitive selves to that connection of knowing and at one minute to our higher selves, the energy of our higher selves, which bring us clarity and that sense of at one minute, a sense of wonderment. We know we belong here and we deserve to be here in this space of quiet and contentment, letting ourselves feel and relax into the peace that passes all understanding. And we'll go into some silence for a couple minutes. And we find ourselves taking a breath in, taking it in, taking it in, as we are in the space of calm. And we feel and know the difference that this can make to us, to our well-being. Some of us feel stronger. Some of us feel calmer. Some of us feel beloved, or maybe all three. And as we breathe, and more, and as we breathe, we can start to wiggle our hands, our fingers, our toes, as we gently return, still keeping our eyes closed. And we say to our mind, that this love that we are filled with is going to you as well. And this unconditional, uncontainable love that each of us has experienced one way or another also goes to our emotional self, to go through all those cells, and then to our physical self, to nurture us on all planes of our existence. And when you're ready, just open your eyes. And just breathe that in. And know that this time, this space of silence and relaxation and recharging is yours anytime you want it. If you can find 5 or 10 minutes each day, what a wonderful thing that will be for you. What a gift to give yourself. As we are in this energy, let's open up for spiritual healing, right? We are in a perfect place for that. And here's prayer. I ask the great unseen healing force to remove all obstructions from my mind and body and to restore me to perfect health. I ask this in all sincerity and honesty, and I will do my part. I ask this great unseen healing force to help both present and absent ones who are in need of help and to restore them to perfect health. We put our trust in the love and the power of God. And may this love, this healing encircle our earth and go to all nations as needed, to all people, all levels of being, to all living things, to plants and animals, to rivers and waters, all those things that nurture us, that they experience well-being as well. And we know this is so, and we do give thanks and gratitude. Amen. And anytime you feel like it, you can send out healing too. Just imagine love surrounding those you love, or anybody you're worrying about. Instead of worry, just send them a little love and know that that love is surrounding them and helping them. Does wonders for worry, and just helps the other person, whether they know it or not. That little bit of love makes their life better too. So what I'd like to do is give thanks for that. And I want to go back to Reverend Angie, who will introduce our speaker. Oh, can't hear you. Okay.
I think that's like the term of the year. You are muted, right? So, thank you, Irene. That was a beautiful, beautiful meditation. And there's lots of people saying thank you to you. Beautiful, thank you, and all that. You really do. You have the perfect voice for meditation.
Thank you.
Yeah, and that healing was good too. I agree with you. We can all send healing. If we think we can't do anything, we can do that, right?
Always, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So we've come to the point of the evening that I want to introduce our inspirational speaker. Okay, she's a Santosha practitioner and lots more. She's a good friend of ours, and I'm going to read you her bio before I bring her on. Should we bring her on before we must bring her on? Let's bring on Brenda on. This is Brenda Reading, everybody. Yeah, she can listen to her bio while she's there. So Brenda is a psychic spiritual medium, medical intuitive, Yushai Reiki master, teacher, certified holistic educator, and an ordained Melchizedek. I know I don't know how to pronounce that, Brenda. Minister. Brenda is a member of the Church of the Living Spirit in Lilydale, New York. She believes that we are all born with natural gifts and enjoys teaching and helping others to open up to their own psychic and spiritual abilities. Brenda has studied with many gifted teachers and healers, including Reverend Irma K. Sawyer, Tina Zion, Annette DiStefano, Reverend Judith Rochester, PhD, Reverend Ann Gaiman, and Reverend Jan Cook of Lilydale. Brenda has lectured, taught at various locations such as Lilydale Assembly, the Spirit University, Bolts of Love, Santosha Holistic Center, and Angels of Hope Healing and Learning Center. Brenda has hosted her own radio show on AR1 Psychic Radio Moonstruck TV called Discover Your Intuitive Self. So I give you my good buddy there, Brenda Reading.
Hi everyone.
Okay.
Hi.
We're going to go away, Brenda. We'll let you take things away.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Don't go too far. And Irene, I just want to say before I start talking, I just want to say that was beautiful. That was wonderful. I enjoyed it myself.
My pleasure. Thank you. All right, I'm going away too. So.
Hey, bye. That bio, I told you, Andrew, you could cut some of that stuff out. Anyways, okay. So everyone, hi everyone, and I am just so happy to be here tonight. And I just want to take a few minutes tonight to talk about something that I've been working on myself personally as well. So if you've noticed, the days are getting a little longer and the sun is beginning to shine a little warmer and higher in the sky. Yes, this period of the year, after Christmas and right before spring, before the Easter season, the Lenten season. For many of us, this time of year meant that we would be encouraged to take a longer look at ourselves, what we could give up to celebrate the Lenten season, to renew our spirit. But I was thinking about this. What if we really looked deeper at ourselves? And instead of giving up something, we decided to add something. What if we decided to love ourselves more? The phrase, love thy neighbor as thyself, is repeated many times in the Bible. But I was thinking about that. How do we love our neighbors when we barely love ourselves? What does loving yourself really look like? Now, if you're at all like me, we were raised to be really good to other people, sometimes even at our own expense. It has always been much easier for me personally to love others than myself. And of course, we meet our basic needs of food, clothing, and shelter, no problem. But how do we really think about ourselves? What do we tell ourselves about ourselves? We're too short, or maybe we're too tall. We're too heavy, or maybe we're too skinny. We're not smart enough, or maybe we're too nerdy. We're not attractive enough. We're not business savvy enough. Oh, we're just too gullible, or maybe we're just too weak. We just aren't good enough. Never enough. Basically, I realized, if you're anything like me, we're very good at negative self-talk. And these negative thoughts are things. They have energy. And negativity, even though it's with ourselves, it comes with a price. Think about how long you may have engaged in this negative self-talk about yourself and to yourself. I was reading, of course I had to do some research on this, right? Extended bouts of negativity, whether it's about someone else or about yourself, it causes actual physical stress in your body. It slows your digestion. It decreases your immune system's ability to fight inflammation. Negativity can actually cause headaches, fatigue, chest pain, depression, which leads to different mental health issues. Doctors say that negativity can become a habit. Frequent criticism or cynical thoughts, even about yourself, can create neural pathways in the brain that encourage sadness, which then cause more negative thoughts, which then becomes a cycle, which then makes it a habit, which becomes harder to break. If you have seen the work of Dr. Isuro Emoto, he worked with the effects of positive, loving thoughts and words on water. So you probably have seen some of the beautiful crystal patterns that the effects of beautiful thoughts and loving thoughts made in the water. But you also would have seen the devastatingly sad, ugly patterns and negative thoughts that had caused in the crystals. It was so terrible. So, not only are we good at having negative self-thoughts, we are pretty good at hanging on to those thoughts, hanging on to them. Just think about it. When you were young, were you told, if you don't have anything nice to say, keep it to yourself, right? Now, basically, I know what our older people were trying to help us do. They were trying to keep us from saying things that were hurtful to others to hurt other people's feelings. However, think about it. Those thoughts that you had that you didn't say, you kept them to yourself. What happens when we keep our thoughts, the negative thoughts, whether they're about ourselves or someone else? They get stuck in the body. And these negative thoughts, they usually come with an emotion. And then they get so stuck in the body that you really don't have to even think much about the negative thought at all. You immediately feel it as the emotion that gets triggered when that thought comes to mind. No, we don't want to keep them. Much as in meditation, we let the thought come. If it comes in while we're meditating, we let it go. We don't keep it. Same with negative thoughts about ourselves. We have to let them go. So what if, during this season of spiritual renewal, we focused on loving ourselves better? What if we decided that we could be better listeners to our bodies, our hearts, and our souls? What if we could be better and more patient with ourselves? What if we were thinking about being more tolerant of our individual challenges? We all have things to work on. What about being more appreciative of our good qualities that we know we all have? What about being more forgiving of our own self? Being better at allowing ourselves to just be good enough. If you have children or grandchildren or know someone who has, you can see how they look at their grandchildren or their children with loving eyes. They don't focus on the negativity. They just see them as they are. They're enough, just as they are. But somehow, somewhere along the way to adulthood, we became painfully aware of our shortcomings. But do you think that God sees us that way, as never good enough? No. Our God looks at us through those loving eyes because we are His children. We are the divine representation of Himself that He created. We are more than enough, just as we are in this moment right now. They say a habit can be broken in 21 days. What if we took the next 21 days to give up the negative self-talk and thoughts about ourselves and focused on loving ourselves better? What if we focused on giving ourselves and our spirit our own renewal of love? Now, for most of us, this has been a habit for a long time, right? So be patient with yourself in letting go of this negative self-talk. I will leave that thought with you. God bless you all. Thank you for allowing me to be part of your service tonight, Angie. Thank you so much.
Brenda, thank you so much. That was beautiful, beautiful talk. You're so right about that. You know, we get so in the habit of being critical of ourselves, and we need to love ourselves. Maybe give ourselves a compliment every day, right? My daughter told me when she was about 14 that somebody told her she should look in the mirror every day and just say, "Hi, I love you. You're beautiful." And how do I know that? Because I saw her doing it. And she
Oh,
said,
cute.
yeah, and she said it made her feel so much better to start her day off that way. So that was awesome talk, just what we needed to hear. I'm just going to read you this. Michelle said, "Good point. Never thought of it like that. Negative thoughts in general will get stuck in the body, regardless of what it's about. Need to work on letting things go more often." Hi, Michelle. Thank you. Bunny said, Bunny, hi, Bunny. I saw you there a second ago. Let me see. Bunny said she tells her clients they need to love themselves first. It's so true. Sharon, great thoughts, Reverend Brenda. Thanks for sharing. And you got lots of thank yous. And somebody said no volume. Does that mean you can't hear me?
I don't know.
I hope you can. So yeah, that was great, Brenda. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and I knew that there's a reason I like having you at Santosha. So, all right, I'm going to call Reverend Irene back on because Irene's going to do our announcements.
Okay, thank you. And thank you.
I just really quick too, we got to thank Karen Sully. Y'all can't see Karen Sully, but you know that there would be no services or no anything at Santosha without Karen Sully. There she is. Yes. Thank you, Karen.
Yeah. All right. Announcements. And I love the point about seeing ourselves, thinking of the way God will look at us. Thank you, Brenda. It's just lovely. All right. Announcements. All classes are on Zoom and all times are Eastern Standard Time. If any of you are from another state, you know. So we're going to start tomorrow night. Angie has intuitive development for beginners to intermediate students, and that's the first and third Thursdays of the month. And you can see from this graphic, and they're exactly that: a meditation lesson and an interactive exercise and message circle. All right, and that's for beginner to intermediate. This is a busy week. Coming up next, this Friday at noon. Angie and Friends, and Angie has a weekly radio show, Spiritual Discoveries on Lily Dale Blog Talk Radio and on Facebook Live. And here you can see this week's special guest, Reverend Dr. Patricia Bell, and she's going to be talking about some therapeutic techniques to help you deal with the astrological energies, and she calls it the astrological bridge of possibilities that come with the new moon in relationship to Saturn and Uranus. All right, so for those of you who love astrology or are curious about it, you might want to tune in. And this is also posted, so if you can't get there on Friday at noon, you can find it on Santosha's page and also on Lily Dale's Facebook page. This Saturday is something really special. If you're looking for something to do, Just a couple hours, very reasonable price, and an exceptional teacher who really knows her subject. And this is The Hidden Life of Gemstones. And Joanne Copley-Nigro is going to explore the unique properties of various gemstones to bring balance and harmony into your life. And you can see some of these exquisite stones. And you know, I'm sure you will be finding about ones that would work specifically for you. So if you have some time, this is another workshop where if you could register for it, if you're not able to attend at that time, you would get it sent to you in an email, the connection to it, so you could watch it later. Moving on to Sundays. Each Sunday at Santosha through Zoom at 11 a.m., there's a meditation and message circle. It's just for an hour. There's a relaxing guided meditation followed by connecting with healing energy, just like we did tonight, for yourself and loved ones in the world. And this hour finishes with a guided message circle where you can give and receive intuitive messages, or simply enjoy the beautiful energy and receive a message. All right. Moving on chronologically, next Tuesday, and this is intuitive and mediumship development, and you can see it's on the second and fourth Tuesdays of the month, and you will be learning different techniques taught every week by Reverend Angie. You will gain practice in your intuitive or mediumship abilities, right? And you actually practice the techniques that you're taught, so it gets reinforced and you know what it's all about. There are more details on Santosha's Facebook page. I do want to call to your attention two more things, and one is right after the spring equinox on Sunday, March 21st at 11 a.m., join Reverend Angie app for Zoom Tibetan sound bowl healing meditation and messages. Really special. Angie, I feel she's exceptional in working with the sound bowls, and this is a very, if you love music, it's a very relaxing form of meditation and uplifting. The vibrations of the sounds are extraordinary at times, because I found it that way. And she wrote in her description, there's nothing like meditation to the sound of these beautiful bowls. Okay. And just a general reminder here at the end, finally, we welcome you each first Wednesday of the month to our spiritual worship service. And next month's speaker, April's speaker, is Hank Setala. All right. And he's a dynamic speaker. And I'm sure you will enjoy him, and we'd love to have you with us again. Okay. Anything to add?
No, thanks, Irene. That was wonderful.
Okay. So we're going to go with that into messages. This brings us to the message portion of our service. Message work is a form of verbal healing. We always set our intentions for the highest and the best of the recipients. Very often in a group, a message given to one person will resonate with others as well. If you find yourself resonating to a message given to someone else, that message can also be for you, and you'll get healing from it. And send in your requests for your messages, and be specific as possible too. That is helpful. And we are going to say a prayer before we start. And please join in if you know it. Oh God, as we open the door to communication in unity with the Holy Spirit, the great I Am presence of the universe, we give thanks, for we know that the words spoken are filled with your love, truth, wisdom, and understanding of the highest. Amen. And I'll turn over the service to Reverend Angie and Reverend Brenda.
Okay, we're ready. Okay, so Brenda, do you want to take the first one or do you want me to?
Sure.
Let me give you this. Here you go, Julie Braun. I'd like a message, please, if possible.
Julie, I'm just going to give you what I'm getting, which is how we do it here. I am hearing a rooster. I am hearing a rooster crowing, cock-a-doodle-doo, like first thing in the morning, like someone would hear if they were on a farm, and also if they were using the rooster as an alarm to wake up in the morning. And I want to say that it's time. I want to tell you that it's time. That if you've been thinking about a new project or a new job path or a new course that you want to take, I'm being impressed that it's time for you to go ahead and start it. Because I feel like things have been dormant a little bit in regards to this thing that you've been thinking about doing, and it's time. The rooster is sounding the alarm. I also feel that I have a gentleman in spirit here. He feels like father's side of the family, and he feels a grandfather type energy. And I want to say that he would be one to kind of kick you in the behind, so to speak, to get you moving on this project. He feels very strong in personality, but in a good way. And I feel that he would be someone to help you if you needed it. So I'm feeling that he will be there to help you, because sometimes there's little bumps in the road when we start something new, but he's saying don't give up. This is a good thing. So I hope that resonates with you. And God bless you, Julie.
Thanks, Brenda. That was great. Okay, so I have now Jean. I would love to get a message from my sister or anyone. Okay, Jean, as I'm connecting in, I want to say that I feel that there's a few people kind of standing behind you from the other side. I want to call attention just first to a woman who has the nicest, most gentle smile ever. I see her with an apron on, okay, and to me that always, I hear her saying, I'm her grandma, I'm her grandma. I see her with glasses on, and I feel that she's so happy to see you, and she wants you to know that she's with you an awful lot of the time. I just feel like gentleness with her, and her message to you is be gentle with you. Like, I feel that the talk that Brenda had this evening about loving yourself is important for you. Okay. She's saying be gentle and love yourself, and remember to value yourself and how important that is for you. All right. As I'm connecting in with sister, I feel also your sister coming in, and I want to smile right away as I'm connecting in with her energy. Okay. I feel like almost delightful. I feel like a sense of humor, like she I don't know if she teased you or you teased each other, but that's kind of what I feel. And I feel that when the two of you were together and you started having a conversation, it's like you just couldn't stop talking. There was always so much to say. And she's saying that you still are doing that, and that you're talking to her all the time now. And she's saying she hears everything you say. I feel like you were each other's sounding boards. Okay. And she's saying sounding boards, we complained to each other about everything or anything that was going on. We knew we could trust each other. And we also kind of knew, like she's saying, if she was lying to herself in any way at all, you'd be right there telling her. And she's saying that was kind of vice versa. But what a beautiful thing to be able to do that and just kind of know that you had somebody that knew you even better than you knew yourself, because she's saying that's how the two of you were. No, she's with you all the time. I saw pennies, I saw dimes. I don't know if you're finding those. I saw cardinals. I feel like she's saying, I'm doing all these things. I want to make sure she knows, and that she's paying attention and knowing for sure that I'm there and that I'm with her. And she's over there, I feel like, with grandma. And I saw a grandpa stepping in too. And I don't know why. It's like I saw him smoking something, and I can't tell if it was a cigar or a pipe. But I feel he's coming in too and just kind of saying, I didn't say much at the gatherings, but hi, I'm around. Just want to let you know I love you. I'm with you. I watch over you too. Okay. And Jean, I'll leave that with you with lots of light and love. Thank you. Okay. You ready, Brenda?
Who is next?
We have Tanya. My children are struggling
Okay.
emotionally. I'd love some insight onto how to help them.
Tanya, as I step into your energy, I want to say that I feel that your children are very sensitive in regards to everything that's going on around them. And I also feel that they're sensitive to how you feel about things too, even though, you know, you do a really good job of hiding the things from them. You try to hide from them the things that are upsetting you. I feel though that they're very connected to your emotions. And so it's, you know, they know even if you're trying to hide it from them. Um, I feel what will be good for them is now that the weather is starting to change, I see them being more active outside. I think the more you can get them outside, breathing the fresh air, moving around, and not being in the four walls of the home, I think anything you can do for that, even if it's just simple walks, will be really good for them, because it's like a breath of fresh air and you know the sunlight. So I feel like they would respond really well to that. Um, I also want to say I'm going to bring up amethyst crystals. Okay, their amethyst is really good for a lot of different things, and it's a great crystal for emotions too, and lavender oil too as well. So I feel that you know not that those might be a couple of things that you may want to try to you know help balance their emotions. Those are two things that work well together is amethyst and also the lavender essential oil. Um, I feel also that I'm feeling like maybe there's a lack of help from someone else in your life that is also stressing them out. So I feel like sometimes you have to carry the whole load, and that's a lot for you, Tanya. So I want to let you know that you have a woman in spirit that's with you. She feels like she's on mother's side of the family. She steps in and she says, "You can put it on my shoulders, honey, because I will carry it for you." So I feel like she feels like a grandmother type of energy, and she just feels like she would have been there to help the whole family. Like she was the seed in the middle of the family. So know that she's there helping you and watching you. But as far as your children, I feel like they're going to be fine. I just think that the more you can do with them outside, that will help you. And I'm going to leave that with you with God's love and light.
Okay. Okay, my turn. Pam. Hi, Pam. I would love to know about my path and my purpose. Okay, so Pam, the first thing that I see is I'm reading that message and it's like blinking in front of my face and it says healer, okay? And I feel like healer in so many different capacities, and spirit's showing you to me as a little girl, okay? I can see you little, and I feel like you were even a healer back then. It's not something new. That's something that you're doing now. It's what you were doing always. Like I feel always you are aware of other people's feelings. And I keep seeing the word second conversation because I feel like people talk to you when you were younger and they do now, and you hear the words they say, and then you also hear the second conversation, the things that they don't say. And to me, it's feeling to me like I don't know, I want to go back to 6 or 7 years old, and I feel like your intuition was kicking in then. Okay, now I keep seeing this with you, Pam. I'm seeing holistic center big time. Okay, I think you already have something. I know you, but I don't know you that well. But I want to say that it feels to me like it's going to expand and get bigger. All right. So I see you doing that. I see you doing lots and lots of mediumship, lots and lots of readings. I feel like that's part of it. But I also feel you're going to touch people's lives in other ways too, because you're a healer, not just say an energy healer or, you know, a medical healer or a mediumship healer. I just feel like that's what you are all the way around in life. I see you touching people's souls and touching people's hearts all the time, much more so than I feel you give yourself credit for, because they're showing me this too, that you just kind of say, I don't know, doesn't everybody do that? Okay. And I feel like that's not the case. You have that awareness, and I feel like the joy and the kindness that you spread makes other people say, I should be more like her. So I feel I'm getting all this information. I feel we're all getting all these grandmas coming in, but I feel like your grandma is kind of like almost pushing me. Okay, I don't know if she was a little pushy or gave her opinions, but she's the one that's saying, say this, say this, say this. She needs to hear all this. She needs to believe in herself. And she's saying, really, you do, but every once in a while you need that extra encouragement, and that's what she's around to give you. So I see her like giving you a big hug and just saying how absolutely proud she is of you. And she's saying, you know what, you really are connected to your purpose, and you really are on the right path, and you really are going in the right direction. And just wait and see the doors that are going to open for you and the new things that are going to come your way. I see lots of changes over this next 2 to 3 years. You might have a plan, but it's going to be different than what you think. So better, even better. So I'll leave that with you with lots of light and love, Pam. Let's see. Here we go. Brenda. Okay. Heidi. Good evening. I'm looking for some guidance with buying a house in Florida. I'm looking at one, but having second thoughts, or any other message you have, greatly appreciated.
Okay. Okay, Heidi, as I step into your energy, I'm aware of a man in spirit, and he is talking about the fact that you are very good at putting everything down on a list, like all the positive things and then all the things that you're worried about. And he's telling you to make sure your I's are dotted, your T's are crossed. And if he's saying that you should go with your gut, that if you feel that something isn't right, that you should listen to it, that you should take a moment. Just like Irene says, sit down in the quiet, right? Let everything float away and listen to your inner guidance on this particular issue. Because if you're having second thoughts, that means you just need to take a step back and take a look at the whole situation and give yourself space to do it in, so that you can do it with a clear mind. Okay. But the gentleman in spirit is saying that you're very good with figures. You're very good. You're very good with, bookkeeping and knowing where all the dollars go and what needs to be spent on what. He said, so he says, do that again, go through your numbers again, make sure you're not missing something. And, once you do that, you'll have a better feel of, whether this is something you really want to do at this time or not. Because he says you have really good gut sense. That's what he's calling it. Okay, so he's saying you have really good gut sense, so you should listen to it. I also want to talk about a car too, real quick. He's telling me that if you haven't bought a different car, that it's in the near future here. So, when it comes to your budget, that you should be making sure that you have a little extra money in there, because I think you're going to be spending some money on a different car. So I'll leave that with you, with the God's love and light, Heidi.
Awesome. Okay, so here we go. All right. So Taylor, I've been seeing lots of synchronicities lately. Wonder if I could get some insight as to what they mean. Okay. Right away. Okay. I feel a woman stepping in from the other side, and she's going, you actually have a pretty good idea what some of them mean. Okay. And she's saying not all of them, but that you kind of do. And she's talking about, I don't know if you're doing things to develop your intuition, or there's starting to be more awareness in regards to developing your intuition, but she's saying those synchronicities are absolutely speaking to you. And I kind of feel like some of them have some things in common. All right. And I want to say it feels like I can almost see you like we're all kind of walking on our path. And I feel like you're kind of stopped a little bit on your path and maybe hesitating to go forward, or hesitating because you want to make sure that you're going in the right direction. And I feel like that's because you care so much and you want to be connected to your life's purpose and your passion and all that. And I feel like those synchronicities are really pointing you in a certain direction. And it feels to me like it's go ahead and take the chance. All right. Like we all hesitate sometimes to take a chance, or to go and do something new and something different. We get used to doing what we're doing and we don't love change. I keep hearing that too. And so I'm feeling like those synchronicities are showing you that, and really when synchronicities kind of come up and they kind of happen, they show you that we can go ahead and make a change and everything will fall into place, because that's usually what synchronicities are. They're about watching things fall into place and that you have everything you need when you need it. So, so they're showing me that's what that's about. I sort of feel like this has to do with work or career for you, and it might have to do with a few other things as well. But I feel like as far as work and career goes, go ahead and take the chance and make the change. And you're going to see that it's going to be a little bit scary or a little bit frightening, but those synchronicities are showing you that you're going to have everything you need when you do it, and you're going to be successful, very, very much so. I keep seeing follow your heart. All right. And I'll leave that with you with lots of light and love. Okay. So Brenda, you ready?
Okay.
I'd like to know my career path, purpose, where to go next. Thanks, Marie.
Well, that's the easy one, right? Hang on, Maria. I'm going to step into your energy for a second. Okay. Okay, Marie. I am seeing you in the kitchen, and I am seeing you putting a lot of love into the things that you create for other people to eat. Now, I feel like that is generational, that would have come down the mother's side of the family, that all the women in the family knew how to cook really well. And that same love that you put into the food that you make for people is also how you go about your everyday life. I feel a lot of animals around you, and I also feel that I'm hearing the word caregiver. Okay, so I think that this love, that this energy that surrounds you in your everyday life, I think you would be very good at using that to give to other people. There's a lot of different professions out there that involves caregiving. You name it, you could probably. But I also feel that you're very good with animals too. So I mean, maybe it's something you should look into in regards to working with animals. But the people that are in your mother's side of the family, that same type of love, I'm just seeing it, that it was just put into everything they did. So whatever you do, make sure that it resonates from the heart, because that's very important to you. Okay. And that you can express who you are with what you do. Okay. So make sure that you take a look at that when you're deciding what to do next. I hope that's helpful, and I'll leave that with you. God bless you, Marie.
Thanks, Brenda. Okay, so do a couple more. You got it? Okay.
Sure.
All right. Okay. So, all right. So I have Danette. Anything from my mom? Hi, Danette. Okay. So as I connect in with that, okay, I feel this woman kind of come rushing in. It's like, here she comes, and I want to say that it feels to me that she lived life to the fullest. Okay. I feel like she always did that. She always did the things that she wanted to do. I could see her too. It's like she was saying, I had to hide for a little while because they didn't pull your message up right away. And I've been wanting to come in, and I've been wanting to talk to you, and I can feel her excitement, and I can feel her exuberance, and wanting you to know that those signs that you get and those things that you see and those times that you can't stop thinking about her for a day, she's letting you know that when that happens, that she 100% is there with you all the time. I almost want to call her like opinionated. Okay, I want to say that if she had something to say, it's like she couldn't wait to kind of spit it out. And for goodness sakes, if there was an elephant in the room, we were going to be talking about it, and that was that. Okay, so I feel like she's encouraging you to follow in her footsteps there, and she's saying you kind of already do, like kind of give your opinions, and she's encouraging you to continue to do that. Now she's saying she did it more than you. She's saying you're a little more polite than her, and you would hold back a little bit more than she would, but she's encouraging you to go for it and give your opinion. I feel like maybe there's some situations around you right now, okay, where it feels like your opinion is kind of needed. Now, she would just go right in there and say it. She's saying you'll do it a little bit more diplomatically, but she's encouraging you to do it. All right. I keep seeing, I don't know why I'm seeing light bulbs. Okay. I feel that maybe she plays with the lights. All right. That maybe there's some flickering lights, or you had an issue with the light or something with electricity. I feel like she does that all the time. And it almost like she's trying to, just like her personality, that I'm going to call attention and I want you to know I'm here, and I'm going to do whatever I can to make sure that you know that. So she's saying, go ahead, use your voice and speak up. All right. Because I feel like the speaking up that I feel that you maybe are holding back from, or that step that you're taking, just speaking up is going to make more of a difference than you think it is. I feel both for the person that you want to say it to, and also for yourself. She's saying it's freeing. That was so fun. She's talking about having so much fun when she gave her opinions. All right. She's saying that's a lot of fun to do that. So she's encouraging you to do the same thing. I hope that makes sense. And I'll leave that with you with she's saying lots and lots. Don't just say lots of love, lots and lots and lots of love, and a big, huge hug. That's what she'd be giving you. And she's looking forward to spring. I feel like she liked the flowers in the springtime, and she's saying you do too. And she's saying, get outside a lot, and know that when you're outside in that garden, or near those roses, or near those flowers, that know that she's right there with you all the time. Okay. And I'll leave that with you with lots of light and love, Danette. Okay, Brenda, you ready?
Sure.
All right.
I don't know. That was beautiful. That was a beautiful message. I want one of those hugs.
Thanks. I know. I hope it's always strange to give messages this way, because we don't know if they're
I know. We just
I hope they are. So, okay. So Linda, hi Linda. Haven't seen you in a long time. I would love a message from my grandma. She died when I was 10 years old.
Okay, Linda. Let's see what we can do here. Okay, Linda, as I step close to you in your energy, I feel okay. I feel like I want to put you on a bicycle, okay, a two-wheeler, but it's a smaller one. And I feel like I want to put your grandmother's hand on the back of you, like she's, helping you ride the bike. And she's letting go of you, and she's watching you wobble a little bit, and you're getting it, and you have the little streamers off the side of your bike, and she's excited because you're doing this, you're riding the bike. And I feel like that energy is with you and has been with you, that feeling that she's your biggest cheerleader, okay, and that she has been helping you. And there's been times in your life when you talk to her, okay, and you're asking for help, and she hears you, and I want to feel like you might even feel her put her hand on your back or on your shoulder at times, okay, because she's trying to give you that comfort. And I want to say that I feel that she was a woman of not a ton of words, but her words were very selected and spoken with, her talk was soft and kind. And when she said something, you knew exactly what she meant. And everybody listened, because when she talked, it was important. And I want to say that this gift of words and having beautiful words and important words and the right words at the right time is something that she sees in you and that I think you have too. Okay. I don't know you, Linda, but I feel like if you were to sit down in the quiet, that you could do inspirational writing. Okay. That you could hear the beautiful words from Spirit and that you would be very well to let them flow and just write. So I don't know if you currently write, but I think you could. And yeah, because I feel like that's something that your grandmother would have had, the gift of beautiful words, and that you have that too. So I just want to leave that with you, and know that she's just like when you were a child, she's still there being your cheerleader. God bless you, Linda.
I love that one too, Brenda. Okay, Sue, any messages from family? So Sue, as I'm stepping in with you, I'm aware immediately of a woman stepping in for you from the other side of life. And I'm getting the word mom. If it's not mom, it's absolutely positively like a mom figure that's stepping in for you, somebody that cared about you a great deal, somebody that took a lot of interest in you and in your life and all the things that you're doing. I want to say that it feels to me that at the end of this woman's life, I feel like she was ill. Okay. It feels like I could see her in bed towards the end of her life. And she's showing you, I feel like you were with her, that you were sitting with her, holding her hand or letting her know that it was okay to cross over to the other side. Okay. So she's saying that meant so much to her because it was hard for her to let go because she loved you so much and loved her family so much. And she liked living her life. And I almost want to say I could see her she liked being in charge a little bit too, or maybe a little bit in control. And so it was hard for her to do that. And that meant the world to her. Okay. Feel like it was you, may have been somebody else, but it feels like you telling her that that it's okay if she crosses over. All right. She shows me the word, I feel like healer very, very much so with you, because as you helped her, and I see you helping other people too, there's something about you that offers an awful lot of comfort. I feel like your presence sometimes just in a room, all right, or maybe being at work and you just being there, you can bring calm to a situation. And I keep hearing her saying, just let yourself feel that and let yourself feel those words and let yourself believe those words and how important that is. All right. Know that she's with you. It's like you have a guardian angel that's sitting on your shoulder all the time as she helps you. She's saying, still kind of trying her best to control things from the other side. And I hear her saying that with humor. She had a little sense of humor too, kind of poking fun at herself, as I feel like she'd have done with you. I feel like she used humor sometimes to get her point across. All right. And she's saying you do that too, but you do it. I feel like you have a great sense of humor, but you do it when you're going to make a point. It's more in a soft spoken kind of way. All right. So she's saying, I don't know if you have dreams about her. I feel like she's talking about dreams and saying she comes to you in dreams all the time as she helps you make decisions, as she helps you figure out ways to go forward. She's saying, don't worry. Okay. Springtime. I see the windows flying open in the spring. Scarlett O'Hara opening the windows and Gone with the Wind is my sign for spring. Okay. And she's saying springtime's going to come along and that maybe that little bit of, I feel a little stuck feeling is going to start to go away. She's encouraging you to go walking, because as you go walking, if you go walk down the street, you can say, I'm moving forward. I'm moving forward. It's very symbolic for that. She's encouraging you to do that, but know that she's with you. I feel lots and lots of love coming toward her. I feel a gentleman from the other side. I got to talk about him really quick too. It feels like he crossed over at a younger age that would kind of be acceptable. All right. And in this day and age, he feels younger to me. He shows me, I saw, it feels like accident to me. I want to say that he's popping his head and letting everybody know that he is okay. All right. So I feel like that's important for you to hear that as well. And I'll leave that with you with lots of light and love. So yeah. So thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Brenda.
Thank you, Angie and Irene.
Yeah, and Irene.
Thank you.
Yeah, and your messages were wonderful. I love doing that with you. We have to do that again sometime, Brenda. I have some ideas. As
I'm
we're
there. I'm there.
I'm always an idea person. And thank you to Reverend Irene. I'm going to let Irene close us out. And as always, thank you to Karen Sully, because without Karen, we'd be nothing. So, thank
You guys managed just fine tonight. You were doing great.
No, we need you. Are you kidding me? We need you. We'd be nothing without you. Okay.
All right. So I want to thank both of you, Brenda and Angie, for your service. Thank you so, so much. And I'm going to pray the divinity prayer. And if you know it, please say it with me. There is a divinity within me that no man can destroy. There is a light within me that only I can dim. As I focus upon this light, it is my perfection, my protection, my very being. It wells within me and fills me. It surrounds me and protects me. It releases me from all negativity and permits myself to move forward with certainty that wholeness and light are mine, and no thing or being can destroy it. For the Father and I are one and cannot be separated. Know this with a certainty. Feel it and experience it. God is, I am, and we are one. And
Thank you, everybody.
thank you.
That was
So
beautiful.
much for joining us. We'll be back again next month with our a good friend of mine, Hank Sedela, is going to be our inspirational speaker. And join me on Facebook Live on Friday at noon when I interview Patricia Bell, Lilydale Registered Medium Patricia. So thank you. And Brenda, thank you. I loved talking.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Go like this, right? Okay. Bye, everybody.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Night.
Love,
Bless
love you all so much. Don't forget to look in the mirror and say, I love you to yourself every day.
Definitely.